I apologize in advance if this one goes a little long, but the album I'm about to play is got a little bit of sentimentality, I guess. Crazy World of Arthur Brown. This is a much better, newer copy than what I had growing up. I ended up, I guess Dad passed along a copy of this to me too. And of course, the song on this album everybody knows is Fire. And for good reason. I mean, if you do not know Arthur Brown Fire, I implore you to please go YouTube that right now. I promise you it will change your life. So, this is one of those crazy albums that I didn't listen to a lot. And when I would pull it out, it was usually just to listen to Fire. Spent a lot of time on the turntable in college. Now, I don't want this to turn into to be like a big plug for my book, but a lot of what my book is about has bits and pieces of my life in it. You know, it's probably as close to a autobiography that I'll ever write. This book and two others I have in mind. They're all fiction, but they're based around things that revolve around my life, and I'm using real life stuff, highly fictionalized stuff, but still. So it's bringing back a lot of like memories and tapping into that sort of nostalgic stuff. So a lot of people think I'm crazy these days. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I don't get out and socialize a whole lot, so I might seem awkward on these videos because it's still new to me. Probably will always be new to me. I don't talk to other people a whole lot anymore. I don't really do my job much anymore. I just kind of stick to myself a lot. And maybe that's why people think I might be crazy. I don't know. I get accused of having TDS. I don't think I have it, but you know, it's only you can make that decision. If you base it on just what you see on social media, then whatever. But when I was younger, not like super young, because I was really shy when I was a young kid, but when I got to college, with the help of drugs and alcohol, and that kind of goes along with the crazy world of Arthur Brown. I don't know any of his history, so I don't know if he's like just insane, or he's just a genius, or he's did a lot of drugs. I don't know squat about him. So, but when I got to college, I was already a pretty good drinker, but I was like didn't do any drugs or anything like that. So I let my hair down after a while, and I got crazy. I was crazy. I did a lot of crazy shit. But one of the things that I did was to stop being so shy about some things, especially if I got a little bit of weed in me, or some acid, or definitely alcohol. So for whatever reason one night, and even though I didn't really hang out a lot with people in high school, when I got to college, I guess for whatever reason, I became somebody that people wanted to be around. It made me feel very weird and awkward most of the time, but I just kind of went with it, you know. There were perks to having people around, you know. Most of the time they had weed or brought beer. Plenty of good-looking women coming around. I wasn't trying to date none of them or anything, but they were at least pretty to look at. But so one night, I don't remember what I was messed up on. Probably drunk, if I'm being honest. I did most of the crazy shit when I was drunk. I don't drink anymore, thankfully, because I did some stupid shit when I was drunk too, but we're not going to go into that. But we put on fire for some reason. And those of y'all that were witness to this, I don't know, I just got a wild hair up my ass and did this crazy dance and lip sync to Arthur Brown's Fire. And apparently it was hilarious because people would request it thereafter, you know, and I don't know if it ever lived up after that. They seemed to enjoy it, and I never cared about doing it, you know. I guess kind of the same thing I'm doing with this is, you know, there's no shame in my game necessarily. Am I making myself a fool for your entertainment? No, this is who I am. If I'm a fool, then this is just who I am. Sharing myself with you. I guess I can feel comfortable about it because technically I'm in a room by myself. Well, there's probably a couple cats in here or something, but I'm just talking to me, so I'm just talking. So technically, I can say whatever the hell I want to. And it's up to me as to whether or not I want to share it. Because I'm going to upload it or not. You know, you don't even know if this is the first take or I've already stopped and started 1,000 times. No, this is single take. And if you're seeing it, I share it. So, but I used to do some crazy shit like that. Just to make people laugh, just to have a good time. Not because I felt like I needed to be the center of attention or anything. But just, I'm a weird guy. I like doing funny, weird shit sometimes. Which brings me to something I watched last night. My friend Dahmer, oddly enough, you know, I don't know how accurate it is. You know, it's written by a kid that went to school with him, so I assume it's probably pretty accurate. They used to have him they called him spazzing out. So maybe these were my way of spazzing out. Maybe that's, you know, maybe that's the kind of weird that I am. But I just didn't go that path, you know. Maybe I was smart enough to just not want to cut people up, try to make a slave or something, you know. You never know where your life is going to take you, I guess. So that whole watching that movie and thinking about the book, and then, you know, there's a box of records I referenced many videos ago. Well, I found the box again, so I had to disseminate those. So I found some other records. This is the only one I'm going to play from that. After this, we'll go back into the D's of hard rock, but I really wanted to listen to this because it was like, yeah, this might make a neat story. So, but so Crazy World of Arthur Brown. I do have 2 more Deep Purples coming, Perpendicular and Infinite. There are 2 other Deep Purple albums out there. There's Abandon and Bananas. Neither one of those is available on LP. Could have got them on CD, but I was like, whatever. So if they ever become available, I'll snag them. You know. So after Arthur Brown, we are back on to the D's of hard rock, and then when the other 2 Deep Purples come, I'll just play them real quick, and then we'll be back on to the thing. So, anyway, for those of y'all who were there for those infamous fire dances, I dedicate this one to y'all. Fire!